Hey guys, what's up? Today is Friday, and it has been about a year since I've done an Ankylosing Spondylitis update or chat, Q&A, whatever. Combine them all into one. So quick update. Since the last AS video I did, which has been about a year ago, things are still kind of the same. I'm still doing Remicade every 6 weeks. I am still taking Celebrex. My cyclobenzaprine, which / Flexeril, and this stuff right here, my Pensad, my ointment, which again, I'm going to get a good look. I don't know if it's focusing, I can't really tell, hopefully it is. Anyway, not pushing it, not sponsoring, but I'm just telling you guys, if you guys haven't tried it, ask your rheumatologist. It works. It's just a little ointment. It's like a clear liquid. Kind of like a thick, not really too thick, but it's like a clear gel. And you just put it wherever you're hurting, whether it be your elbow, knees, shoulders, hip, wherever, whatever's, bothering you. And let it sit in, and it'll start taking, it doesn't take it completely away, at least for me, but it does help a lot. It does not have a bad odor to it. Really, you can't really smell it at all. And so it's not like, icy hot or any of that stuff. But give it a shot. It does work pretty good. Again, not sponsoring it, not trying to push it on you, just letting you know that's what's working for me. Excuse me. Now, like I said, I'm still doing the Remicade every 6 weeks, and so far so good on that. I did miss one time a couple of months ago. I missed a treatment. I didn't miss it completely. I was past probably 3.5 weeks, something like that. And I could really feel it. Now, normally, I don't know about everybody, it's just me I'm talking about. Normally, I can, within the week that it's time for me to get a Remicade treatment infusion, I can feel it. I can start feeling the, a little bit of the, what's the word I'm looking for? Cramping, the spasms, there we go, spasms. Will start coming back. Not bad, not as if I weren't taking it at all, and not like it was before. And I keep looking out the window. There's a reason for that, but I'm not going to say why. But not as bad as it was before, but I can feel them to start creeping back up. And as soon as I get that treatment, they're gone. But usually, like I said, within the week of the timing for me to get it, it'll start happening. Now, we're going to get into a couple of questions. That was one of them, basically just an update. What am I taking? And I just said that. The Remicade, the Flexeril / cyclobenzaprine, my Pensad, and what was the other one? Remicade, Flexeril, Pensad. Yeah, is that it? And now we're going to talk about brain fog. Okay, brain fog. All right, so the brain fog thing is a bit of a problem for a lot of people. With me not so much because I'm scatterbrained anyway. But a lot of people do deal with the brain fog, and the main issue is, first of all, it's very frustrating for us who have it and deal with it. Obviously, you just seen it. But, yeah, it's a bitch. But it's also a problem for the people who live with you and who are around you, your friends, maybe your coworker, whatever the case may be, because they don't understand it. And they don't know why we have it. And a lot of people that have it don't know why they have it. And the main reason behind it is simply this. our bodies are always under attack. And when that is going on, even though with medications and your infusions and your, if you're doing Enbrel or whatever the case may be to help, relieve the pain and the inflammation and the stiffness and all that, that is covering the main problem. The main problem is still there, and your body, even with meds, your body is still trying to defend itself. Your immune system is still working, trying to go after it. So even when you go to bed at night, example, last night we went to bed, I had a decent night's sleep, I think. I feel like I did. But at the same time, I have gotten used to tossing and turning and trying to find comfortable positions even in my sleep. So even though you're asleep, your body is never really able to relax. It's never really able to calm. You know what I'm saying? So that is part of where a lot of the brain fog comes from, because you're always, even though you feel like you've rested, you really haven't, because we never really do. So that's where that comes from, and it is a pain. It really is. And for those of you who don't understand it, you have to experience it. And it's not easy for us as well, because we are the ones that have to stumble over our words, as you just seen a while ago. And I'm still in the back of my mind trying to figure out what the other thing was. But we stumble over our words. We get the brain freeze, which when I don't mean like when you're eating ice cream. I'm talking about the brain freeze where you'll be talking and you'll be in mid-sentence and you just stop. Again, like I did a while ago, trying to remember my meds. It's just, and it's frustrating. You stumble over your words. You forget a lot of things a lot of the times. I have to be reminded of things a lot. I mean, not a lot, but a lot. And it's frustrating. It really is. So whenever you hear people, your family members, and these are the ones who don't have AS and are not dealing with the brain fog, when you hear somebody telling you, or when you're talking to them and they forget something, or they stumble over their words, or they, whatever the case may be, don't make fun of them. Unless they're okay with that. I'm kind of okay with that, because like I said, I'm scatterbrained anyway, and you put that on top of it and it's a whole situation. But it is a serious thing, and just don't, if you poke fun at them, just make it light little jokes here and there, but don't make it like a constant thing of just being on them for whether it be not remembering or whatever it is because it's not easy for us. So it might be irritating for you. It is embarrassing and irritating for us. Just remember that. So there's that. So I've covered my meds. I've covered the brain fog. The biggest question now that I seem to be seeing everywhere is, are you going to get the COVID vaccine? The short answer for me, yes. Is everybody on board with it? No. Do I understand why people are not on board with it? Absolutely. Now, in the chat groups, people are waiting, they're on waiting lists to try to get their Remicade shots and whatever. Now, these are other states. Here in Florida, we cannot get them if you're not 65. Well, as of right now, I think they are going to be lowering that down to 55. But right now, it's 65 and older for frontline workers, doctors, medical staff, things of that nature. And that's it. Now, if you have a pre-existing condition, which I have, not only do I have the AS, but I also have the COPD on top of it. And so I did get my prescription to get the vaccine shot, or shots, because I'm going to go after the Moderna one. But finding a place to do it and accept it is another thing because of the way that they're running things down here, which is, I'm not going to get into that because that turns into political, and we don't do that here. So they could do it better. We'll just put it that way. And so I'm sitting here with this prescription to get this shot and get this going, and I can't. As of yet, anyway. But for those of you who don't want to get it or you know, are afraid to get it or whatever, I'm a little afraid of it myself, but at the same time, you know, I have to do it. And for those of you who are so dead set against it, you know, you're not putting this in my body. We don't know what you're putting into us, and we don't know what the after effects is going to be long-term down the road. I get that. I totally understand that and kind of agree with you. But at the same time, unfortunately, there are some of us who kind of don't have a choice but to go ahead and get it and just be done with it, hopefully. Okay, so my camera just completely shut off. I forgot to delete footage from whenever, and it filled up my memory card, and yeah, it just stopped. Anyway, what I was saying was, we were talking about the COVID shots. Now, I know a lot of people, again, like I just said, are not on board with it, and I totally get that. It is a scary thing for a lot of people. God, I don't know how to approach this because this is it's such a touchy thing. So here, I'm just going to put this out here. For those of you who do not want to take the COVID shot, and this is especially for those who don't have any type of illnesses or anything that they have to deal with, I understand that. I really don't want to get it myself, the vaccine shot. But at the same time, I kind of don't have a choice. I mean, I have a choice, don't get me wrong. But I'm in a position, and a lot of people with different ailments are in a position to where they kind of are pushed in a corner to where they feel like they have to. And yes, I understand that people are worried about what are the long-term effects of these vaccine shots going to be later on down the road. But in the short term, like myself, and I'm only speaking for myself, and I'm also speaking for those who are thinking the same way that I am thinking. When you have somebody like us that take biologics to suppress your immune system, our immune systems are like yo-yos, they're up and down. Every 6 weeks, I get that Remicade shot, it brings down your immune system. And then, you know, you are so susceptible to anything, colds, flus, whatever. Now you've got the COVID on top of it, you know. So I would rather go ahead and get my shots, and that way I'm somewhat protected to a degree, because I would rather get the shot, you know. And yes, I do understand, so please I don't need to make it coming back. Well, you can still get the virus if you get the shots. Yes, that's a given. We all know this. But the effects of the virus, you know, are supposedly, hopefully not as bad as if you weren't vaccinated at all. So for us, you know, it's like, again, it's almost like we're pushed in a corner. We kind of have to make that decision, at least for me, to go ahead and get it. And yeah, I do understand, and I do want to throw this out there, depending on what, and every doctor is going to say something a little bit different, but I think they're pretty much on the same board with this when it comes to the biologics, with as far as the Remicade and all that. It is a vaccine shot, so the recommendation is just like any other vaccine, either 2 weeks prior or 2 weeks after your infusion. So when I get my, I just had an infusion a few weeks ago. So if I can find a place to get it, I'm going to go ahead and get it. The problem here in Florida, you know, and I think other states are different, but here in Florida, because things aren't being done as I feel they should be, and I'm not going to get into that because that turns political, but the way our person in charge has it set up, which is a good way, I guess, but it is, as of now, it is 65 and older, and frontline workers, nurses, medical staff, you know, things of that nature. They just changed it over to teachers. Now, I'm kind of disagreeing with this one. Teachers, 65 and older, where I think it should be for all teachers, all educational staff who are dealing with kids on a daily basis, and not just the 65 and older. If you're a teacher, you're a teacher. There should be no age gap there. We have a lot of young teachers out there. But anyway, enough on that. The bottom line is, yes, I am going to get it. Am I afraid to get it? A little bit, absolutely. But I'm going to do it because I would rather go ahead and do it. And God forbid I get the virus at some point. I still have that hope that it may not be as bad as if I didn't get it. Okay, and people can argue with me all day long. I really don't give a shit. Sorry for the French, whatever. But I have known to date 11 people who's had the virus. I have known 3 that have died from the virus. And I quite frankly don't want to be in that same line. So I'm going to do my best to get it. I do have a prescription to get it, but as of yet, I haven't been able to because of the way they have the things set up down here to do it. Supposedly, they were supposed to have it done for people with pre-existing conditions. And, you know, obviously mine being the AS and the COPD, I was able to get the prescription, but now I can't get the shot until they make the changes. And, you know, I don't know. I don't know how, again, things aren't being done the way I think they should be being done. That's just me. But again, to answer that question, yes, I'm going to get it. Now, what everybody else wants to do, they can do what they want to do. I'm going to throw this in there as well. For those of you who are so dead set against getting the vaccine, fine, don't get the vaccine. For those of you who are trying to get it, more power to you. I hope everybody who wants it can get it. And back to the ones who are dead set against it, you can throw your opinion out there, as I just did, on how you feel about the vaccination shots. What you do not have the right to do is to tell somebody that they shouldn't get the vaccine shot. Because God forbid somebody listens to you, they end up getting it and they get deathly ill because they were not vaccinated, and now they're missing a whole gamut of stuff, you know, because now they're missing out, now they're sick, number one. Number two, hopefully they survive it. Number three, they have to put off their other medications of whatever ailment they have because they can't take it, because that would pretty much be a do-in right there. So that is what you do not do. You do not have the right to tell somebody they cannot do this or they should not do this. Your opinion, if you're afraid of it and don't want to get it, that is yours. You do not tell somebody else what to do. A little bit harsh, I'm sorry, I know, but you know, it is what it is. So yeah, I'm going to get it if I can. If I'm not able to get it before my next Remicade, I'm just going to go ahead and get my next Remicade and then, you know, try and get it 2 weeks after that. And then if I get it, then I'll call in and say, hey, I got my shot. Let's reschedule my, you know, appointment if it's falling in that time span. So, but yeah, I do understand why people are afraid of it, and I'm afraid of it, but at the same time, you know, some of us are in the unfortunate position that we kind of have to do it because the way our immune systems operate. And I'm just going to leave it at that. Because I'm sure a lot of you have a lot to say about it, but that's okay. But anyway, so yeah, that is the main update. I deleted a couple of things that were in the camera, so I'm going to try to rush this because I can't remember how long those clips were that I deleted out. But before it tells me it's full again. But in any case, yeah, that's the update. Things are still going okay. I'm still doing Remicade, all the other meds. You know, still having issues here and there. Nothing is ever 100% with somebody with an AS, or depending on the severity of it. I'm still locked up. Once you're locked up, you're locked up. The neck's still locked up. The hips are locking up. Oh, that's another thing. I'll get into that in the next video. But I am having some issues with my hips and my jaw. And to give you a little bit of, just a little tidbit, there are times where I have to snap my hip back in place, and because it's binding and popping. And then there are times where I have to put the jaw back where it should be. So, but I'll get into all that. Okay, that's it for now. The next videos I'm going to try and make a little series out of these. I'm going to focus on maybe the next one, which is again kind of Q&A. But the next one I'm going to maybe talk about, you know, how things go in the household. How family members are dealing with, you know, those of us who have this, and their attitude, not necessarily their attitudes, but the, I guess it is their attitudes, and that was not what you think was, that's a chair. So yeah, I guess it would be the attitudes and things that they could be doing more to help. Or maybe they're helping too much, you know, trying to be helpful. Because there's been some questions along those lines as well. So on that note, I am going to jump off of here before this stops again. And I always say this in my regular vlogs, I'll say it in this vlog. There you go. No, I'm just kidding. No, seriously, I hope everybody has a good day or night, or whatever time you're watching this. And I will probably do the next one I was just talking about. If I can do one a week on this platform as far as the AS is concerned, I would be happy with that. And so yeah, I will see you in the next one. Love each and every one of you for free. Have a good day.